Hey, it's Julie here from Do Business Like a Woman, and today I want to talk to you about your sales calls. And actually, I want to talk to you about how I've changed the way that I do my sales calls dramatically and what effect that has had on my business. In the past, I've done a lot of programs and training on how to do sales calls and sales conversations. I learned a lot of systems, and I used to be a business coach, so I would sell packages. And I always found that I never quite felt comfortable when I was following those systems. There were certain questions you had to ask to get the client to realize that they had to work with you. And I'm not saying that there's never a place for those questions in a sales conversation, but for me, something about it never quite felt right. It just felt slightly off. So when I transitioned my business and I started off offering VA services about a year and a half ago, and I very quickly transitioned into copywriting and marketing because that's where my natural strengths lie for helping clients. And so when people would want to talk to me about working together, I got on the phone and I totally dropped all those systems. I just didn't use them. Instead, I got on the phone and I would just have a conversation with the person. And it was so much more natural and it really worked for me. I can say that there hasn't been a client who I've wanted to work with that hasn't gone on to become a client of mine. So clearly something is working. So it is a slightly lower price point now to work with me than when I was offering the larger business coaching programs. It's a slightly lower investment to get started. So there is that. However, I don't think that the success I've had is all down to that. I really believe that people are not stupid and we shouldn't treat them as such when we are in a sales conversation with them. What I disliked about the previous kind of systems and things that I learned for selling were that as much as the mentors and teachers who taught them would say that there was no agenda, there was. And the agenda was to get the person to buy, and it was to get them to have enough desire and also enough fear to actually say yes, to work with you. And they would always say, oh, it has to be a fit and so on, but the whole thing just felt like pressure, but it felt like sneaky pressure because it was like applying pressure but not being honest that that's actually what you were doing. So it didn't sit right with me, and I feel so much more relaxed when I get on the phone with a potential client now, because yes, I talk to them about the problem that they're having and I outline some solutions that I can provide for that problem. So naturally the benefits of working together come out in that conversation anyway. It's all very, very natural. And if they have any questions, I will answer them. But there's no pressure at all in any way, shape or form, because I don't want to work with people that I have to pressure to work with me. It doesn't feel good. So that has been my experience and my transition. And I think that when I start to offer products and packages, bigger packages again, I will stick to the same way of doing things. I think it's a better way of doing business. It's a new way of doing business. It's more empowering for both people. You're treating the other person as an equal and as someone who knows their own mind and their own soul. And if it's a connect, you guys will work together. So that is what I wanted to say about that. Of course, ask the questions, outline the benefits of your service, really listen to the person. More than anything, I listen. So the person I'm speaking with is doing 90% of the talking. The other thing is it's really important to only work with ideal clients for you. And I know at the beginning that can seem crazy because it's like, depending where you are in your journey of entrepreneurship, you might be like, well, hey, I would just like to work with any clients at this point. So I do get that, but from experience now, I can say that working with less than ideal clients is so stressful, and I think that in the long term it harms us financially. So it's something that I don't do anymore. And that can still be challenging sometimes, to say no to a client that's willing to pay good money and leave kind of a gap in the schedule. But so far, it's been absolutely the right decision for me, and my life is much happier as a result of it. And, you know, I still earn the money that I've needed. So, yeah, that is also a distinction as you kind of move forwards now. At the beginning, you might just need to get started and you're just gonna, you know, get some work in the door. But as you move forward and try to get to that place sooner rather than later where you are being picky about the clients that you work with, ideally have other income coming in to support you at the beginning, like a job. So when I built up my VA business, as it was at the beginning, I built it up as a side hustle until the income was bringing more than my full-time job. And then obviously I quit my job and went full-time freelance. So that took a lot of the pressure off. So I'm going to finish it there because I don't want to go on too long, but I hope that's useful. And I just prefer to do business in this natural way. And I think that we're evolving to a place that we can. There's no need for the high-pressured sales anymore. So thanks for watching. It's Julie from Do Business Like a Woman, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.